Hi YouTube, I'm Sydney. I've done a lot of different videos, but my first time on YouTube and also deciding to do a recipe and our favorite, chocolate chip cookies. Would you believe I got halfway through this recipe and realized the camera was off and I forgot the chocolate chip cookies. I mean the chips. So we're gonna dump quite a few in there, but we're gonna stir it first. Make sure that they get evenly distributed. We're going to add a few more. I like them. I like extra. You know, there is a way of cooking these things. You can have them either flattened out and turned around halfway through as far as baking, and they will be thin and crispy. Then also, if you like them chewy, you leave them a little fatter, the dough, and let it just melt down and cook that way. And then you can sprinkle some more chocolate chips on it. So here we go. We're going to just do a few of these, and you can see what I'm using here. This is going to be a nice big size here. Roll it around a few times, and then it says on greased pan, so that's what we've got. They're going to put one right there. We'll leave one chunky, so it's going to be chewy by the time it's done. Then I'll show you the other one I was talking about. I'm going to go like this, make it a little smaller. We'll put it on this side, and then we flatten it out. And we can use also back of this actually. Have it kind of even, squish it down a bit. This one's going to take a little longer because it is chunky. So this is the way that you put it in. Maybe we should have done a pan with the flat ones and a pan with the chunky ones. We'll give it a shot. We'll put this in and I'll show you. Because we're going to have a party by the time this is done. This is at 350. You know what? This is crazy. Got the whole oven set and warm. So we're going to keep going. I'm going to do it as quick as I can because it can be boring to watch somebody. Squish. Let me get a little bit more on that one. There. All right. All right. Try to even them up so when they spread out, they won't hit each other and they'll look like perfect round cookies. I used to be in the restaurant hotel business, and I was a pastry chef and baker, so I had a lot of opportunity of working with all this. This is the simple stuff. Wait till we really get into some stuff like fruit tarts and probably truffle, and oh, I could go on because there's a bunch of things we can learn. And then there is a cake made without flour, and it's called a pave. It's spelled P-A-V-E. Delicious cake. So we're going to flatten this one. Guess what? I was just reprimanded a bit here that we're not going to go flat today, flat cookies. We got to get more. So I'm going to make them smaller so we can cook at least a batch, because I'd like to serve them on a nice big platter so they're very tempting. I hope you have some milk available. You could go different kinds of milk, of course, but I don't know if I have any in the house. Maybe you might have some. Come on over, bring the milk, and you have some cookies. You can have my cookies. Sweet and tasty. There. I'm rolling them as fast as I can. They'll all run into each other, so we'll have one big chocolate chip cookie. All righty. Well, decided to make them a little smaller so we could get more. More is always good, isn't it? Except we might have to take a few more stairs on just to eat up the calorie part. But then why even think about that when they taste so good? And you don't have them all that often. I don't. That's why it's special when I do. And that's why I'm making them for you, because you're special. I think by the time I get done here, there might be one big chocolate chip cookie. And then we'll have to cut it in slices. If it gets that big, they'll all spread together. Who cares as long as it still tastes good, right? I'm probably going to leave you for a few minutes so that these can bake. And then we'll pick it up and then we'll take it from there. Alrighty, here we go. Ready for the oven. We'll put them on the little lower shelf here. That'll be good. And time it. Okay, we've got 5:10. We figure about 12 to 15 minutes. So it'll be around, I'd say 5:20 to 5:25 of the clock anyway that says here. Hershey's. Hershey's. We've got another about 5 minutes before these cookies are done. Let me check on them. Oh, yes. We still got a few minutes, probably about 5. We'll double check them soon. So I hope you're having a good day and looking forward to these scrumptious things. I mean, it's about that time to eat them anyway. I don't think there's any certain time that you don't eat them. Ah, look at that. Seeing some raindrops coming. Finally, we've been waiting for it. I hope there's a big thunderstorm and some lightning. I'd really like that. I hear it in the round. I hear it. Sometimes it misses us and sometimes it goes all around us. You never know here in Florida. But it's cooling down a bit, thank God. I'm going to check my cookies. I've been here, done this before many times. Let's see. Just tap them a bit. Ooh, still a little too soft. Yeah. So you got some remnant on this. You always know when something's not quite cooked because you can use a sharp knife and dip it in and see if there's any kind of dough or batter left on it. If there is, it's not finished yet. You could use a toothpick. You could use those little Chinese sticks, you know. As long as it's not a souffle, because if you do that, you lose the whole puff of the souffle. So any other thing like cake, cookies, pie, well, that's a different story, but those two pretty much. Wait till I get into my grandma's mile-high apple pie. It is this large by the time it goes in the oven, and it shrinks maybe to about that. But I'm not going to give you any secrets right now. You'll get to see it when I put it all together, which is so simple and easy, but it's delicious. Wait till you try it. Who's going to do all these? I see a batch of measuring spoons and some cups, a couple bowls. And I said, who's going to clean them? I guess I am. I'm in the kitchen. But it's okay, I got enough time because these cookies are for my grandson who's been away all day long. He's about ready to start school. He's soon to come home and he's got his friends. So I can give the cookies away. So I won't eat them all. I'm checking again. Hey, when you've done this kind of work, you make sure you have everything ready. Especially when you work in a big establishment like a hotel where you serve 300 people and it was a 5-star. It was in New York City, Manhattan for sure there. And I'll tell you, everything had to be plated properly. And everything had to be plated. You had to cook it properly. If you missed an ingredient, forget about it. You had to start all over again. Thank God I didn't have to do that too many times, maybe once, twice. In 5 years, that's not bad. It's a whole process in itself. You have to plate, you have to cut the pieces exactly right so they all look the same and all plated the same, with probably a little garnish like a flower that's edible, or a little something there, a little mint would be fine. Yeah, that whole career was a very interesting. I'm glad I had the opportunity of working with many chefs from all over the world, and I learned a lot from them. But this was my choice, is to do pastries. I remember back in the day when I first started, that's where I actually was. I was probably in my 20s or 30s, and I wanted to lose weight. What a better place to lose weight in sugar, around sugar. And I said to myself, by George, I'm going to do it. So I lost the weight. I was looking for 30 pounds, but I never looked it because I had it all over. The face, the boobs, and the body. So I look pretty good even with extra 30 pounds, but don't want to carry that around anymore. It's too much work, especially in Florida. It's too hot to carry that around. I'm going to turn them around a bit. So just in case this oven might be off a little bit, this is what we used to do with convection ovens in the hotel. To make sure that the people who maintained them had to come in very often to check the temperature on convection, because if you made a cheesecake and that thing would be lopsided, it had to be even across, you'd have to start all over again. I had a chef that didn't like that. He had a little bit of a upset anger back in the day, but it all worked out. So I guess it's taken a while for these cookies. I think I'm just as anxious as you are. Thanks for bearing with me. I'd like to hear a rainfall right now. That'd be nice. We can hold off on the lightning in case it takes out the electricity, and then we're stuck with no cookies. I'm giving it a shot. Looking like brown. That was just about 15 minutes. So they're a light brown, and I think they're ready to be taken out.
They're perfect.
Well, what do you think? I think they look just about right, that light brown. And they're going to still keep cooking about another minute or so. And so I'm going to let them cool a bit. All right. There we go. We got some small ones and some larger ones. So depending on what you like, you start with a small, you can go large. You can have one of each if you like. Or you can have a couple of each. This is your treat. We like to have treats. They're special. It makes us feel better. You have a little sugar. Oh, there. Be careful because they're still hot. If I put them on top of each other, they'll stick. Then you'll really have a big, thick one. I'm going to try to maneuver and get it over on the edge here. There. Well, let's see if that's cooled down a bit. They probably can sit there. That one there. Whew. I'm going to try it anyway. So if there's a couple thick ones, who cares, right? There. Here we go. I think the grandson will be pretty happy with this batch. And his friends will always come over here. So I'll be the chocolate chip queen. They'll all come over to my house. Till next time, next recipe. Please don't forget to subscribe and also hit the notification button on the right-hand side on the top. Thank you.